Kate Daly Show.
We all could leave California now. Well, Texas has more freedom and pistol grips out there on land. I dig a foreign place with no
Oh, is there anywhere left to go? I don't know. Welcome back to the show. And of course, please text Birch Gold. I know I say this a lot because of the fact that given today's, the stock market news today, where we're at right now, I think there's so many steps leading up to the takeover and digital currency coming in. And it would be very, very smart of anyone out there that's listening to please text Birch Gold. 989898 is the phone number. Text your name, text my name, Kate. They'll send you some free information. It's totally free to you. You can peruse it, share it with a friend, whatever you want to do with it. I would look at it, and then hopefully it'll cost you nothing to solidify your accounts that are hanging out there with gold and silver. Smartest move you could make right now. Okay, there's going to be a lot of signs that this is going to happen. And while you have the opportunity to do this, I would do it. 989898 is the number. Text my name, Kate. They also will tell you how to get $10,000 worth of free gold and silver. And I know you could use that right now. Buy your gold and silver from them also. I love Birch Gold. So does Ron Paul. It's an amazing company to deal with. Okay. And I love all your emails. Thank you for letting me know how amazing it is to work with them. I love it. All right, caller, you're on. What's on your mind?
Kate.
Yes, Mike.
Calling you from the Republic of Texas today.
How's Texas?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it that they actually sued on that. So nice to see.
I'll tell you, I'm calling just to give credit where credit is due. When you got an attorney general that's already been through the ringer with the Bush clan and Karl Rove and the pharmaceutical mafia that tried to take him down.
Yeah.
So I think he's just getting started. His name is Ken Paxton, and you're going to hear about him again.
Nice.
Because he is the real deal.
You're lucky. You're lucky. I'm telling you. The other states are envious, and I can't believe only one state stood up to meta death. So, yeah, it means death in Hebrew, meta. But they stood up, and that's a good sign. Thank you, Texas. Really appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you. I love that, by the way. I think it's good to see wins, isn't it? And that's a win. It's a win for their citizenry, but still a win in my book. I wish it was all across the board. I wish we had governors that were worth their salt. I have a horrible governor. But what do you do? What do you do when you have a horrible governor? You strengthen your community. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do. That's how you solve it. You strengthen your own community. So.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to do.
I know it. South Dakota, busy, very busy over there. Their GOP. What's going on there? Because Kristi Noem is really silent. So they were ceding property rights for their. What's going on? Because they were honestly the modicum of what's amazing during the COVID stuff, the Blovid stuff.
Well, they have it's always to do with the Green New Deal and carbon solutions.
Yeah.
But they passed SB 201.
This was a couple months back.
Yeah, which preempts all local ordinances and restrictions on carbon capture pipelines. So it's hard to imagine, but this bill.
Yeah. Well, they go on and on about Agenda 2030 and carbon neutral dystopia and all the rest, but yet
nothing.
But yet they're allowed to do this in South Dakota. Very strange. Why isn't Kristi Noem saying anything?
Well, she doesn't want to get involved in politics.
It's so amazing to me. Like I said, the show isn't particularly right or left, although the leftists are complete loon bags, but from hell. But it's not right or left. It's really about seeing the truth about all the parties in particular that I think have hijacked the politics, that have just done a number on all of us because we're all losing liberty no matter who's in office. And here's another case.
I think there's always little glimmers of hope. And I'm looking at Kamala closely because in order to lower inflation, she very well could follow in the footsteps of her great-great-grandfather, who was a slave owner.
Why isn't this top of the news?
Yeah. And so maybe she'll bring back slavery so that we can get lower labor costs and bring that inflation down.
Oh, my gosh. I honestly, I lose brain cells when listening to her and her cloud explanations and everything else. There was a really funny Babylon Bee about her in the cloud. She's on an airplane.
Yeah, she spent the entire flight looking for the cloud where her data was.
Oh my gosh, here it is again.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house.
Heaven forbid, don't have that.
It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. No, it's a CIA. It's a CIA operation. It's not necessarily in a white puffy cloud. It's a CIA operation. Gosh.
Well, not only that, but what about those of us that sit on our clouds and they're not above us, they're below us?
You guys, it's just so sad. It is. It's first they prop up Mr. Dementia, and now they prop up moron with a low IQ. And it's just so they're not afraid to prop up anything at this point. It's so what's next, right? It's the party of debauchery. It's the party of deception. It's the party of grotesque lying. How sad. How sad to be a lefty loony right now and be supporting that. I've just lost all respect. It used to be about the way you looked at government and politics. Now it's, if you can join the delusion, you're a lefty. How sad is that? Because we all have family members that are part of this. So delusional. On the right, we're getting screwed by our own countrymen in different ways. But on the left, you have to actually join the party of delusion and the support of grotesqueness and no common sense and kind of a sickness. How weird.
On a brighter note, though.
On a brighter note. Can you please give me a brighter note?
We could all become Democrats now because they accept people whose ancestors were slave owners.
Oh, I see. So they've just changed their, ever-changing principles of your left, if you could call them that.
Right.
I don't know how anyone could be at this point. I mean, are they just that delusional? They can't see it, or it's okay to have deception because your side, your tribe is winning in the press? I don't know.
No, they actually just convince themselves it's not true.
Oh,
that
so delusional. So more delusion is what you're saying.
I guess.
Okay.
I guess you could call it that.
All right. It's so hard at this point. I actually miss the dividing line of the role government should play in your life, because that was truly what we used to split up Republicans and Democrats.
Right.
And now not so much. It's a completely different dividing line, and not one that I'm fond of, to tell you the truth. It's really hard, actually. I find myself a lot of deep sighs, a lot of trying to get through all of this. Crazy. And haven't you noticed, I was talking about this when I was on vacation, haven't you noticed that the crazy's gotten crazier? Completely. So your family member that you already thought was, a moron is now crazy, like institutionally crazy. It's really made it come out, I'm telling you.
It has. And there was a good article in the American Psychiatric Journal that they finally decided that they can honestly say now that psychiatric illness is exponential.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great news. It is getting harder. It's not your imagination. This is getting more tough in a way that we're having to deal with it, where it's in your face. It's the obscene, but it's people that are standing by the Olympics going, that was amazing. It's kind of like when I went down to Vegas to see the Sphere movie in the big giant world. And they were selling us on the fact that you came from fish poop and evolved, and that you are horrible and that you should love Mother Earth enough to leave this planet and let Mother Earth heal. It's like that kind of level of crazy. And I walked out going, there's a God who loves us. There's a God. Anyway.
I have a question.
Okay.
Did they explain what type of fish your poop came from mattered?
No.
Or no?
Just fish poop.
Just any old fish poop.
Just evolved from poop. Be right back. Kate Daly Show. Yep.
Thanks for listening to The Kate Daly Show.